Welcome back to ESBR Boxing's YouTube channel. It's me, Niall, just here giving a quick reaction to an interesting undercard fight that's been confirmed for the November 15th undercard of Chris Eubank Jr.'s rematch with Conor Benn at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. This one sees Jack Catterall under a new trainer, a new guidance of BOZY ENNIS, facing Ekow Essuman, of course, coming off the biggest win of his career last time out against Josh Taylor. And yeah, it's a real kind of last chance saloon for both men at the big time, you'd imagine. But yeah, I'm going to be giving my thoughts, breaking down what I think of the fight, who wins, and what the future might hold for both men. So yeah, please, before we get into things, drop a like on the video. We'd really appreciate it. If you're not doing so already, please do subscribe to our YouTube channel at ESBR Boxing and follow us on all social media. So yeah, let's get into it. Jack Catterall, Ekow Essuman. Interesting fight this. Both men sparred early this year. Jack Catterall helping Ekow Essuman in preparation for Essuman's shot at Catterall's enemy, Josh Taylor. And, it must have been worthwhile sparring because Ekow Essuman got it done against Josh Taylor, both men's common opponent, of course. And now he has a chance at Jack Catterall coming off, of course, the underwhelming, interesting decision win over Harlem Eubank, of course, halted early after the gruesome cuts from accidental head clashes, but Catterall ahead on the cards at the time, so got the decision. Yeah, as I say, the big thing coming into this for me is the news that broke a couple of days ago now, that Jack Catterall has teamed up with BOZY ENNIS, of course, father of the phenomenal pound for pound talent Jerron Ennis in Philadelphia. Of course, BOZY, the proof is in the pudding with Jerron Ennis, and he also trains Andy Cruz, and two phenomenal talents, two fighters that are right up there in the mix for the best in the world. And now Jack Catterall has teamed up with him, of course, after a split from longtime trainer Jamie Moore. But yeah, it's really interesting. It came out of left field. Nobody expected this pair up. And my first thoughts, to be honest with you, to be brutally honest, were it's a wrong match. It's not a match made in heaven. This, when you look at BOZY Ennis, how he likes to kind of have his fighters approach fights aggressive, looking for the knockout. I know Jerron Ennis and Andy Cruz are counter punchers as well, but they do have that aggression to get the stoppages. Jack Catterall, very defensive minded fighter. We've seen it before. His style has gotten a lot of flack for kind of how defensive he's been at times. It's worked for him. He is a top class fighter, but his style doesn't seem to fit with what BOZY Ennis would kind of have his fighters set up like. So it's going to be interesting to see, how that works. Can BOZY get the best out of him, or will BOZY Ennis try to alter the style of Jack Catterall and make him more aggressive? Which at this stage of Jack Catterall's career, I think it would be a disastrous move, to be quite honest with you. So this is going to be fascinating to see. I'm very curious to see how Jack Catterall looks here under the guidance of BOZY Ennis. Yeah, he fights Ekow Essuman, of course, as I mentioned. We seen coming off the big win against Josh Taylor. Okay, Josh Taylor understandably passed his best there, but he was still a favourite going into that. And Ekow Essuman got it done in Scotland to win the decision. Jack Catterall couldn't get the job done in Scotland, as we all seen, very controversially. So to win on the cards there against Josh Taylor is a good achievement, for somebody who seemed to have had his day, at a certain level, but now he gets to prove if he is, in fact, after all these years, world level. Jack Catterall has proved that he's world level, even though, as I say, he didn't get the decision first time against Josh Taylor, but he should have been undisputed world champion. He's beat Taylor again. He's beaten Jorge Linares. He's beaten, he has these wins that Ekow Essuman doesn't have. As I say, they have the common opponent, but Jack Catterall has just, beat Josh Taylor before Ekow Essuman did and done it, technically done it, should have done it when Josh Taylor had all the marbles at 140. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting, of course, up at 147 now, welterweight. We seen Catterall last time out against Eubank looked underwhelming, but was never in major trouble apart from the cut. But yeah, I just think there's levels to it. I think Catterall has proved, as I say, he's world class. I think he does what he wants with Ekow Essuman. Essuman hasn't proved that he's at this level yet, and I don't think he will on November 15th. I think Catterall, as I say, curious to see how he approaches the fight under the new trainer. But I just think he's way too well schooled for Ekow Essuman. He's been there, he's been at a higher level multiple times, although never kind of clinching the world title fight. But I think he is world class. I think he's a world class fighter, and I don't think Ekow Essuman is or ever will be. So yeah, I'm going for a Jack Catterall, fairly comfortable decision win here. Maybe not a hugely entertaining fight, but I say there's a few intangibles here. And the trainer, BOZY ENNIS, how Jack Catterall looks under that partnership, how he looks after the cut, and how Ekow Essuman looks coming in with the confidence of the Josh Taylor win. Is Catterall past his best? Can Ekow Essuman spring another upset? I don't think so, but it's going to be interesting to see the fight. In terms of what will be next for Catterall, can he win a world title again? Who knows? Again, it's big to see. It's a big thing to see how he looks on November 15th. But you've got winnable fights for him at world level, which probably will be a world level fight next, a world title fight next, should I say? You've got Lewis Crocker. There's talking maybe Jack Catterall fighting Lewis Crocker if he comes through this. I think Jack Catterall will beat Lewis Crocker. Brian Norman. Okay, it's gonna be a tough fight against Brian Norman if that happens. But it's Brian Norman still needs to prove himself against Devin Haney as well. So also against a defensive-minded fighter. So how he looks there after that one might kind of alter my opinion on that. But Mario Barrios, Jack Catterall beats Mario Barrios every day of the week and twice on a Sunday. So there's definitely still a world title left in him. Absolutely, in my opinion. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. He has the test of Ekow Essuman to get past first, a big domestic clash. November 15th, Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, of course, the undercard of the huge rematch between Chris Eubank Jr. and Conor Benn. So yeah, tasty ones on the undercard. You've got this, you've got Adam Azimzor Abdullayev, you've got the return of Richard Riakporhe. You've got really interesting fights. So yeah, let us know what you make of this one. What do you think of this fight? What do you think of the Catterall BOZY ENNIS partnership? And who are you going for? Can Ekow Essuman spring what would be another upset? And can the winner of this fight win a world title? Let us know what you think in the comments. Get involved down below. And as always, don't forget, drop a like on the video. Subscribe to our YouTube channel if you're not doing so already, please. And follow us on all social media. Until next time, take care.